Okay, so you're thinking of buying, or you've already bought a Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch Lite, and you've got no idea what games or accessories you should buy. If this sounds something like you, then you managed to stumble across the perfect video, as I'm going to be discussing the games you want to buy, whether the regular Switch or Switch Lite will suit you, and some accessories to make your time with the system more enjoyable. I'm going to start the video off with talking about the games, and I'll be putting them into 3 classifications. The A tier, which are must-have games that you can sink hundreds of hours into. The B tier, which are amazing games that you won't be able to spend too much time on, but they're definitely worth playing, and the C tier, which are some cheaper and lesser known games that you won't find as many people talking about. In the A tier, we have The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and Animal Crossing New Horizons. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is a breathtaking adventure game that you can spend so much time playing and not encounter a single boring moment. From the get-go, you are basically chucked into the huge world of Hyrule with being given one task, to defeat Calamity Ganon. It's entirely your choice of how you want to go about completing that task, as you can go straight to Ganon and try to feed him with a stick, or spend hours upon hours collecting the strongest weapons and gaining abilities that will aid you in the fight. Trust me, you will not regret picking up this game. The next game in the A tier is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's a 2D fighting game that has a roster of over 60 characters that mostly originate from Nintendo games, and each character, whether it's Donkey Kong or Pikachu and everything in between, control really differently, so there's basically a fighter for everyone. On top of that, the game offers a 25-hour long campaign mode titled World of Light, and on top of that, you can go online to verse other players. If you want a game that you know you will be able to spend a butt ton of time on, Smash Ultimate is the perfect choice. For reference, I've spent 200 hours playing as one of the 60 characters, so I can't imagine how much time someone that plays every single character could spend on the game. The third and final game in the A tier is Animal Crossing New Horizons. You're essentially plonked on a desert island with animals as residents and given complete freedom over the construction of your island. You can turn your island into a paradise, and well, if that hasn't sold you on the game, you can go fishing, dig for fossils, pick fruit, take part in bug catching and fishing tournaments, abuse your villagers, visit other people's islands, and go swimming. If you want a game that you can just sit back and relax with, then Animal Crossing New Horizons is perfect for you. Now moving on to the B tier, I'm going to run through these games much quicker, and they are Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Super Mario Odyssey, Pokemon Sword and Shield, and Luigi's Mansion 3. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a hectic racing game that features our favourite Mario characters, gives them crazy items, 48 tracks, and creates some of the most fun moments whether they are online, by yourself, or with friends. Super Mario Odyssey is an amazing 3D adventure game that takes Mario through 18 kingdoms that are kind of like huge levels, and all of them have different themes, tons of collectibles, and different enemies. I would have put this game in the A tier, but it just doesn't offer as much as the games in the A tier. Pokemon Sword and Shield are adventure games in which you collect Pokemon which are like monsters and make them fight each other. Other than the fairly short story, Pokemon Sword and Shield don't offer too much from a casual standpoint. Luigi's Mansion 3 is Nintendo's version of a horror game in which you explore a haunted hotel as Luigi and have to catch ghosts. Now for the C tier, we have Sonic Mania, Ape Out, Hollow Knight, and Snake Pass. Sonic Mania is a really fast-paced 2D platformer. In Ape Out, you control a stupidly powerful gorilla through 32 levels, all while listening to an amazing soundtrack. Hollow Knight is a 2D Metroidvania in which you control a nameless bug through a huge underground world. And finally, we got Snake Pass, a puzzle game that has a simple concept of controlling a snake but proves to be quite difficult. To sum up what I just said, play the games in A tier, maybe pick up 1 or 2 of the games in the B tier if they interest you, and once you are done with those games, look into some of the cheaper games in the C tier. Now we're going to talk about whether or not you should buy a Nintendo Switch or a Nintendo Switch Lite. This really comes down to one thing, and that's where you use your Switch. If you plan on using it at home in dock mode so that you can play on a monitor, buy a Switch. However, if you're going to use it more when you are out, then buy a Switch Lite. It's really that simple. Now let's talk about some accessories. First things first, a screen protector. Seeing as the Switch is a portable system, you are going to scratch it. A normal plastic screen protector is fine, but if you do want to be a tiny bit safer, buy a tempered glass protector. You'll need a case for your Switch if you plan on taking it basically anywhere, so that it doesn't get destroyed when you put it in your bag. I don't know if this really falls under accessories or not, but a Nintendo Switch Online membership is required to play online. So if you plan on playing any game online, sadly you have no choice but to buy it. Last but not least, we have a Pro Controller. The Joy-Cons are really uncomfortable to play with, so I'd recommend buying a Pro Controller. I have the official Nintendo Switch one, but there are a ton of cheaper alternatives, and obviously if you have a Switch Lite, you won't need to buy a Pro Controller. And it's the end of the video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel for more Nintendo content, and yeah, that's it.